The number one priority for Joe Douglas's offseason is to fix the offensive line. He's been saying this since he got here, and he's supposed to be an offensive line guru, but outside of AVT and Joe Tippmann, he's really done a horrific job. It's going to need to be bolstered with a mix of draft picks and free agents, and with Aaron Rodgers coming back, I think he lifts the team as a whole. But this offensive line is too far gone at this point. In my opinion, outside of AVT and Joe Tippmann, they should be the only starters that come back in 2024 for a sure thing. Maybe Laken Tomlinson, considering he's been healthy this whole year, but AVT and Tippmann are the only two solids that we can count on. The Jets have to take a tackle with the 10th pick this year. The last time Joe Douglas had the 10th overall pick, he chose Garrett Wilson, and it was a home run. After reviewing the prospects, here are who the Jets should not pick at number 10. Alright, let's face it. Star left tackles just don't grow on trees, and they're not cheap when it comes to free agency. Aaron Rodgers himself is a huge pull for free agents, but not with this team the way it's currently constructed. I don't think we're going to fill the left tackle position through free agency. I think we need to find our left tackle of the future in this year's draft. Here are two guys that are projected to be first-round talents that the Jets need to avoid like the plague. J.C. Latham. Latham, coming out of Alabama, measured 6'6", 360 pounds. I believe we're looking at a Mekhi Becton 2.0. He only plays on the right side at Alabama, yet he is somehow projected to be a left tackle. His run blocking is okay, but his pass blocking, it really needs to be worked on. Based on that and the risk of injury because of his size, I don't think there's any chance the Jets should take him. Amarius Mims. Mims is another big athletic tackle. He has exceptional size, bigger than Latham at 6'7", but he has been injury prone at Georgia, only playing a total of 30 games, and again, only at right tackle. Based on the Jets' history of keeping guys healthy, this is another guy that they just can't take on. He's injury prone, and you're bringing him to an organization that can't keep guys healthy. Now, the Jets cannot draft either of these two guys. Based on their inexperience, they're injury prone, and they've only played on the right side of the line. We only have a 2-year window with Rodgers, and we can't mess it up. I am fearful to even put this out there, but we have to talk about the edge position. The Jets need to avoid every single one of them. We took Will McDonald last year when honestly we probably shouldn't have. We had other needs. If they want to be consistent and good at edge, they have to re-sign Huff. I am absolutely terrified that the Jets may decide to take a defensive player when there's a rush of QBs and offensive tackles before them at 10. Unfortunately, the situation lends itself to, if there isn't anybody there on the offensive line at number 10, I really think they need to drop back. I'd rather continue building up capital at that point than taking a flyer on either one of these two guys that I just mentioned or a defensive player. Wide receiver is another position they need to avoid. I know we took Garrett Wilson with the 10th pick 2 years ago, but this year there's a better chance of you getting a wide receiver 2 in free agency. The only way I would even entertain drafting a wide receiver with our 10th overall pick is if Joe Douglas is able to fix the left tackle position in free agency. Remember, we don't have a second round pick this year because of the Rodgers trade, so they have to make it count with this 10th pick.